Over 60? These 7 foods could be quietly damaging your health. What if the foods you've trusted your entire life are secretly stealing your strength, your energy, and even your independence? Most people think aging is the reason they feel weaker today than they did 20 years ago. They blame age for their fatigue. They blame age for their aching joints. They blame age for their weight gain, poor sleep, memory problems, and declining health. But what if age isn't the whole story? What if some of the biggest threats to your future health are sitting in your kitchen right now? Before we begin, if you're serious about staying active, mentally sharp, and independent after 60, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, we share practical health advice designed specifically for older adults who want to enjoy more energy, stronger bodies, and healthier years ahead. And while you're watching, leave a comment below telling me your age and where you're watching from. I read as many comments as possible, and I always enjoy seeing our community come together from all around the world. Now, let's get started. One of the biggest myths about aging is the belief that physical decline is unavoidable. People assume that feeling tired is normal. They assume gaining weight is normal. They assume losing strength is normal. They assume developing chronic disease is simply part of getting older. And because they believe those things are normal, they stop looking for the real causes. But after years of studying healthy aging and speaking with older adults, I've learned something important. Many of the health problems people blame on age are actually connected to habits they've repeated every day for decades. And perhaps no habit is more powerful than what you eat. Every meal sends a message to your body. Every bite is information. Every food you consume is either helping your body repair itself or forcing it to work harder. The challenge is that many of the foods causing the most damage don't look dangerous. They're not hidden. They're not rare. They're some of the most popular foods in the world. That's exactly what makes them dangerous. Because they're common, people stop questioning them. They assume common means safe. But common doesn't mean healthy. It simply means many people are making the same mistake. After age 60, your body changes dramatically. Your metabolism slows. Your muscle mass naturally decreases. Your blood sugar becomes harder to regulate. Your recovery takes longer. Your body becomes more sensitive to inflammation. When you were younger, your body could recover from poor decisions much more easily. You could eat junk food for days and still feel relatively normal. Not anymore. Now every choice matters more. The margin for error becomes smaller. The consequences arrive faster. That's why many seniors are shocked when they suddenly develop health problems despite eating the same way they've eaten for decades. The body changed, but the habits stayed the same. A few months ago, a 72-year-old man sat across from me and said something I hear all the time. He told me, "Doctor, I don't understand what happened. I've eaten the same breakfast for 30 years. And that's exactly what worried me. He had eaten the same breakfast for 30 years. Processed meat. Sugary cereal, white toast, orange-flavored drink. Decades earlier, his body managed to compensate. But now his blood sugar was elevated, his blood pressure was rising, and his energy levels were declining. He thought age was the problem. In reality, age had simply removed the body's ability to hide the consequences. That's why the first food on today's list is processed meat. Bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli meats. These foods have become a routine part of breakfast, lunch, and dinner for millions of people. They're convenient. They're flavorful. They're easy to prepare. But convenience often comes with a cost. Most processed meats contain excessive amounts of sodium, preservatives, and additives designed to extend shelf life rather than support human health. Your body doesn't care that something is convenient. Your heart doesn't care that it's a family tradition. Your arteries don't care that it tastes good. They only respond to what enters your bloodstream. Excess sodium can contribute to elevated blood pressure and increased stress on the cardiovascular system. And after 60, every extra burden matters. Many people underestimate how much sodium they're consuming because it accumulates throughout the day. A little at breakfast. A little at lunch. A little at dinner. Before long, the total becomes significant. Health is rarely lost through one dramatic event. It's usually lost through thousands of small decisions repeated over time. And that's what makes these foods so dangerous. Not because they destroy health overnight, because they quietly erode it year after year. The next food on this list may be even more deceptive because it's often marketed as healthy. Sugary breakfast cereals. Walk through almost any grocery store and you'll see colorful boxes covered with promises. Whole grains, added vitamins, heart healthy, excellent source of fiber. The marketing sounds impressive, but the ingredients often tell a very different story. Many breakfast cereals contain large amounts of added sugar and refined carbohydrates. Blood sugar rises quickly. Insulin surges. Energy spikes. Then comes the crash. That cycle repeats day after day, month after month, year after year. What makes this especially dangerous is that many people genuinely believe they're making a healthy choice. They trust the packaging instead of examining what's actually inside. But your body doesn't respond to marketing. It responds to nutrients. Imagine starting every morning by putting your body on a blood sugar roller coaster. Eventually the consequences begin to appear. Increased cravings, weight gain, energy crashes, difficulty controlling blood sugar, poor metabolic health. One of the most important lessons in nutrition is simple. Never judge a food by the front of the package. Always pay attention to what's actually inside. Because attractive packaging can never compensate for poor nutrition. Now let's move to another major offender. Fried foods. French fries. Fried chicken. Fried snacks. Fast food favorites. These foods are often associated with comfort and pleasure. They remind people of celebrations, family gatherings, and enjoyable moments. But inside the body, a very different story unfolds. When foods are repeatedly cooked at high temperatures, harmful compounds can form. These compounds contribute to oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. And if there's one word every adult over 60 should pay attention to, it's inflammation. Inflammation is often called the silent fire inside the body. You don't necessarily feel it immediately. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly notice years of damage. Instead, it accumulates quietly, month after month, year after year. The consequences often appear much later. Heart disease, joint pain, reduced mobility, type 2 diabetes, cognitive decline. Many people assume these problems are simply part of aging. Sometimes they are. But often they're also connected to years of inflammatory habits. Think of your body like a machine. Every unhealthy meal creates a little wear and tear. One meal won't destroy it. But thousands of meals over decades can dramatically affect performance. The good news is that healthy choices work exactly the same way. Every nutritious meal becomes an investment. Every positive decision strengthens your future. Every healthy habit compounds over time. And what I'm about to share next may be even more damaging because it comes in liquid form. Most people don't even think of it as food, yet it may be contributing to more health problems than they realize. Most people don't even think of it as food, yet it may be contributing to more health problems than they realize. Sugary drinks, soda, sweet tea, fruit-flavored beverages, sports drinks, energy drinks. Many older adults underestimate these products because they come in a bottle or a can instead of on a plate. But your body doesn't make that distinction. Sugar is sugar. Whether it comes from a spoon, a dessert, or a beverage, your body must process it. The difference is that liquid sugar enters the bloodstream incredibly fast. Unlike whole foods that contain fiber and nutrients, sugary drinks often deliver large amounts of sugar with very little nutritional value. The body receives a flood of calories but almost none of the support it actually needs. Blood sugar rises rapidly. Insulin surges. The metabolic system goes to work trying to manage the overload. Over time, repeated spikes place tremendous stress on the body. What's truly shocking is that some popular beverages contain the equivalent of 10, 12, or even more teaspoons of sugar in a single serving. Most people would never sit down and eat that amount of sugar directly from a bowl. Yet they'll drink it in minutes without thinking twice. That's the power of normalization. When something becomes common, people stop questioning it, even when it's harming them. And perhaps the biggest problem is that sugary drinks rarely create real satisfaction. The calories are consumed, but the body still feels deprived. Hunger returns. Cravings increase. The cycle continues. A few years ago, I met a woman in her late 60s who couldn't understand why she was constantly tired. She believed she ate reasonably well. She avoided desserts most of the time. She cooked at home. She rarely ate fast food. But when we looked closely at her daily habits, one thing stood out. She drank several sweetened beverages every day. A fruit drink in the morning. Sweet tea during lunch. A sports drink in the afternoon. Individually, none of them seemed significant. Together, they represented a constant stream of sugar entering her body. Once she began replacing those drinks with water and healthier alternatives, her energy gradually improved. The lesson wasn't that one drink caused all her problems. The lesson was that small habits repeated every day create powerful results over time. Next on our list are highly processed snack foods. Chips, crackers, snack cakes, packaged treats. Foods specifically engineered to keep you eating. These products aren't designed primarily to nourish your body. They're designed to maximize consumption. Food manufacturers spend millions studying flavor combinations, crunch, texture, sweetness, and saltiness because they understand human psychology. They know that the right combination can make it difficult to stop after just one serving. One handful becomes two. Two becomes three. Before long, hundreds of extra calories have been consumed. Yet despite all those calories, many people still don't feel satisfied. The reason is simple. The body isn't asking for more calories. It's asking for nutrition. There is a tremendous difference between filling your stomach and nourishing your body. A person can be overweight and still be undernourished. The body may still lack protein, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and fiber. When those nutrients are missing, cravings often increase because the body continues searching for what it truly needs. Many people blame themselves for lacking willpower. But sometimes the problem begins with the food itself. The body is asking for nourishment while the food is only providing calories. That's why understanding nutrition becomes more important with age. When you're younger, the body can often compensate for nutritional mistakes. After 60, those mistakes become more visible. Muscle loss accelerates. Recovery slows. Energy declines. Balance becomes less reliable. The body becomes less forgiving. That's why every bite matters more than ever before. This brings us to another category that creates enormous confusion. Artificially sweetened diet foods and drinks. Diet sodas. Sugar-free desserts. Low-calorie snacks. Products marketed as healthier alternatives. Millions of people choose them believing they're making a smart decision. On the surface, the logic seems reasonable. Less sugar should mean better health. But health is rarely that simple. One of the biggest mistakes people make is focusing only on what has been removed from a product while ignoring what has been added. A food may contain less sugar, but that doesn't automatically make it nutritious. It doesn't automatically support healthy aging. It doesn't automatically help the body thrive. One issue is that many people never truly escape their dependence on sweetness. They simply switch sources. The craving remains. The habit remains. The expectation remains. The brain continues seeking intensely sweet flavors day after day. Over time, natural foods can begin to seem less appealing. Fresh fruit doesn't seem sweet enough. Vegetables seem boring. Whole foods seem less satisfying. And that's a problem because long-term health isn't built on shortcuts. It's built on sustainable habits. Real food. Real nutrition. Real nourishment. The healthiest older adults I've known didn't spend their lives searching for healthier versions of unhealthy foods. They learned to appreciate genuinely healthy foods. That's an important distinction. Replacing one highly processed product with another highly processed product isn't always progress. Sometimes it's simply a different version of the same mistake. And now we've reached perhaps the most surprising food on this entire list. Processed white bread and refined carbohydrates. White bread, pastries, muffins, donuts, refined baked goods. These foods have become so normal that most people rarely question them. They're served at breakfast tables, restaurants, family gatherings, celebrations, and social events around the world. Because they're familiar, they feel harmless. But familiarity is not evidence of health. Refined carbohydrates move through the body quickly. Much of the fiber has been removed. Much of the nutritional value has been stripped away. What remains is often a product that can rapidly affect blood sugar while offering relatively little nutritional support. This becomes especially important after 60 because the body has different priorities than it did decades ago. It needs more support, not less. It needs more nutrition, not more empty calories. It needs more quality, not more convenience. Here's one of the most important truths you'll hear today. Many older adults are actually undernourished while consuming more than enough calories. Think about that for a moment. A person can gain weight and still fail to provide the body with what it truly needs. Calories are not the same as nutrition. A full stomach is not the same as a nourished body. The body performs best when it consistently receives protein, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. These nutrients support strength, mobility, brain function, immune health, and independence. Without them, energy begins to decline. Recovery slows. Muscle mass decreases. Balance weakens. Resilience fades. Many people assume these changes are unavoidable signs of aging. But often the body is simply responding to years of inadequate fuel. Imagine trying to maintain a high-performance vehicle while filling it with low-quality fuel every day. Eventually, performance suffers. The same principle applies to the human body. Your body is remarkably resilient, but it is not indestructible. It responds to what you consistently provide. And perhaps the most important mindset shift in this entire discussion is this. Stop focusing only on how much you're eating. Start focusing on what that food is doing once it enters your body. That single shift can transform your health decisions forever. Because every food creates a consequence. Every bite sends a signal. Every meal influences the future version of yourself. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is awareness. Awareness of which foods support strength and vitality and which foods quietly undermine them. Awareness that many chronic diseases don't appear overnight. They develop through patterns repeated over years. The encouraging news is that positive patterns work exactly the same way. Small improvements repeated consistently can create extraordinary results. Many people hear information like this and immediately think they need to change everything at once. They don't. In fact, trying to change everything overnight often leads to frustration and failure. Instead, start with one improvement. Just one. Replace one unhealthy food. Remove one harmful habit. Make one better decision. Then repeat it. Health isn't built through perfection. It's built through consistency. The body responds to what you do repeatedly. Every healthy meal is an investment. Every nutritious choice is an investment. Every positive habit is an investment in your future energy, strength, mobility, and independence. And perhaps the most dangerous mistake of all is believing there will always be more time. More time to improve your diet. More time to exercise. More time to take care of your health. But time is the one resource none of us can replace. The choices you make today don't just affect today. They affect next year. 5 years from now. 10 years from now. The quality of those years is being shaped right now. Not someday. Not after another doctor's appointment. Not after a health scare. Right now. Before we finish, I want to ask you a simple question. Which of the foods on today's list is the hardest for you to give up? Processed meats? Sugary cereals? Fried foods? Sugary drinks? Processed snacks? Diet products? Or white bread? Be honest and tell me in the comments below. I read every comment, and your answer may help someone else make a healthier choice today. And if you've made it this far, type the word health in the comments so I know you're committed to taking better care of yourself and inspiring others to do the same. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a friend or family member who might benefit from hearing this message. Remember this. Growing older is inevitable. Growing weaker is not always inevitable. Many of the choices that shape your future health are still completely within your control. Your future body is watching every choice you make today. Make choices that your future self will thank you for. Stay healthy. Stay strong. Stay independent. And I'll see you in the next video.